What's up, everybody? We're back.
Yeah. Hey, welcome back to a Metalhead's Journey. Hey, we're continuing our journey down the top 50 metal albums of all time. We have arrived at number 4. This is the last Iron Maiden record on here. We've had like 6 or 7 or 12. I don't know. We've had a lot. But we've arrived at what should or could be the best Iron Maiden album on the list. This is the Number of the Beast. Jason, you liked it. You liked it. Don't play.
Yeah.
So
Hey.
Luckily, that F-bomb was just outside the 15 seconds. That maybe yeah.
All right. Well, hey, let's get into some news here on the band, and then we'll hit the metal rundown. All right, we're talking about Iron Maiden. This is the Number of the Beast. This is the number 4 album on the top 50 metal albums of all time. Iron Maiden, formed in 1975 as an English metal band from Leighton, East London. The band was formed by bassist and primary songwriter Steve Harris. The lineup for most of the band's history has consisted of Steve Harris on bass, Bruce Dickinson on vocals, Nico McBrain on drums, Dave Murray, Adrian Smith, and or Yannick Gers on guitar. Pioneers of the new wave of British heavy metal, the band is considered a major influence to many of today's most popular metal bands. The band has sold over 130 million records, released 17 studio albums, including 2021's Senjutsu, won 1 Grammy, and are nominated for induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2023. I think they lost out on that by now. I don't remember. The Number of the Beast, released in 1982, is Maiden's 3rd studio album. This album is the first to feature Bruce Dickinson on vocals. The album was strongly opposed by social conservatives, especially in the U.S., where Maiden was accused of being Satanists. It doesn't help that, the album's called Number of the Beast. The album was the first to feature writing credits from guitarist Adrian Smith. Steve Harris made the switch to Bruce because he felt that Clive Burr, the original singer, wasn't capable of handling the vocals in the direction that he wanted to go with the writing. The album peaked at number 33 on the Billboard charts and has sold over 20 million copies worldwide. The album produced 2 singles, Run to the Hills and The Number of the Beast.
Ooh. It's all right.
So let's jump right into just musicality and overall just kind of enjoyment. What do you guys think of the record here? Adrian, you go.
So I do think this record is a grower. I did the very first time listening to it, I wasn't really that impressed. But the more I listened to it, the more I listened to it, however,
right off the top.
Gotcha. No, well, the more I listened to it, the more I started to like it for sure. And of course, there are songs that I was already aware of and familiar with. Hallowed Be Thy Name. Obviously, I think everyone's heard that one, and also I think everyone's heard Run to the Hill 850 million times too. Run to the Hills. Sorry. Anyway, I think it's the standout for me is always going to be the bass. My boy Steve Harris, he fucking kicks ass, man. He's fucking phenomenal. Drums for me, they never really stand out, but they're not bad either. With Iron Maiden, I guess the vocals are fine, and of course the guitars, are always impressive, especially whenever they're doing the dual harmonies and all that. So yeah, good stuff. It is definitely my second favorite Iron Maiden album.
Okay. Yeah, I felt for me like the riffs on this album were like huge. Like I felt like, especially coming off of was it Power Slave?
Yeah.
This was a very nice return to form. Most of us were pretty big fans of Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, and this felt like kind of a return to that, right? So the riffs were really good. And I really felt like in this record, I could hear where the influence came from for bands like Metallica and Megadeth. Like I could really hear those moments show up in other Metallica and Megadeth songs. So that was really cool to hear. For me, I know I've had Steve Harris as my MVP before on other records. This time around, I'm going with Adrian Smith and Dave Murray, the guitar players. I mean, the solos on this record are super, super good. Adrian, you mentioned a lot of the the harmony solos and those moments. I think of moments like The Prisoner, like the solo that's in The Prisoner, is just being
hell yeah,
one of the highlights of the record, right? That's just a standout for me, and it's a good moment to represent what this album really is about. So overall, love the record, and I think the guitar playing on the record is by far the standout for me.
So I'll jump in here, and I will try my best not to just echo what you two gentlemen have said, and you both have put it really well. So I do agree with you both as far as musicality. The guitar players. Apologies, Dave Murray and Adrian Smith. Excellent work throughout. I agree with Josh on that. Steve Harris again. Kind of leading the pack on bass, production wise, it's fantastic. I think the drums. This has listed Clive Burr on drums on this record. I know Josh brought up Nico, but this has Clive Burr on drums. But either way, I think the drums are good. But I do agree with Adrian that they're not like. The drums are doing what they're doing. They're not overly. Taking over
what they need.
Yeah, they're not taking over the song or anything, but they're good. And then you have the iconic "Run to the Hills" kind of like drumming part in the intro, which is really good. Bruce Dickinson would probably be my MVP, and as far as musicality, I just think he carries. With this being his first record with them, I think he really stands out and puts his stamp on a lot of these songs. And dude, at 39 minutes, 8 songs. Complete breeze to listen to. I get through this record so fast, and I enjoy every step of the way. So I really, really enjoyed this record, and this will be in heavy rotation going forward for me.
As far as
real quick, Jason, I apologize. Dave, good call out on that. I got the names mixed up. It's actually Paul Di'Anno that they replaced on vocals. Yeah, Clive Burr is drums, so that's my fault. They replaced Di'Anno for Bruce Dickinson because they didn't feel like Paul could carry the vocals.
Got it. Musicality from my side, I thought the bass was fantastic. I have here on my notes the strength of the album, in my opinion, is the bridge sections of these songs, along with the solos.
I feel like you didn't like Steve Harris before. I feel like we've had other Iron Maiden records where you're like, the bass isn't that great.
No, it's the tone. The way that the bass is recorded in a lot of the other ones, I didn't care for. It's just the tone. Like when it's all you can hear and it's at the forefront and it's in a tone in which it stands out all by itself. I like it more subdued, more in line with the rest of the instrumentation. And in this one, it is. Also, I actually like the vocals in this. Very catchy, singable chorus lines.
Really?
Yep, for me. So I thought the vocals were a strong point. As far as the totality of the musicianship, I thought it was all fantastic.
Oh shit, Jason, hit us with your just going to entertainment value here. What'd you think about the record as far as length and everything?
To what Dave said earlier on the 8 songs, 40 minutes, very easy to get through. And I'm going to also echo something that Adrian said earlier. First time through, it's no secret. Up to this point, I've been more of a Priest fan over a Maiden fan. None of the Maiden albums have really been much more than just a slight recommend for me or a not recommend. So when I first started this album, I kind of went through it and I was like, it's okay. It's easily their best album. And then as the fact that we went through about 3 weeks of listening to this, I really did come around and I really do like this album. The entertainment value is in my opinion, besides one song on here, very easy to listen to. Very, very fun. Very good album.
I feel like we have a high score incoming for the Fossil.
Maybe.
Just echoing what everybody said there. Easy breeze to listen to. About 39-minute long album, 8 songs, and most of this fucking album's a banger, man. There's only one song that's absolutely a skipper, and other than that, every other song I think is pretty near classic level. So
can't wait till we get to those.
I just I had to run to the hills, to skip that song. But all the rest of them really, really good. Adrian, what'd you have for entertainment?
I think it's. I think there are 4 good to great songs. I'm going to even say great to excellent songs on this album. And then just 4 songs that are just pretty meh. But I do like that they're kind of like, I think the track listing is really, it's mostly good.
I thought it was pretty good.
It is an easy listen for sure. And I'll go ahead and jump into top tracks after this the segue here. I really hate the first song. I hate the first song so fucking much.
Invaders.
Invaders. It's just not a good song at all.
That's so wrong.
The
y'all
more
are
I
stupid as
listen to
hell.
that album,
Holy shit.
The more I listen to the album, like, dude, it's just a muted song. The album for me starts at Children of the Damned.
Yep.
Dude, I want to mute you.
Dude, I mean, it's just not a good song. Nothing about it's good. It doesn't set the tone for the album at all. It's
I
just,
100% disagree.
Oh, man.
Total
Too
disagree.
bad, because it just completely does not set the tone for the album whatsoever.
Top 3.
But
please comment below.
Good thing the rest of the album is really fucking good. So for my top 3 tracks. Again, Invaders trash. Number 3 is going to be Children of the Damned. I don't know if that's a great opener, right? But I mean, it definitely is a good song on that side of the album.
Technically not the opener.
Yeah, it's 100% not an opener. But
well, you know, if you mute Invaders, it is.
Yeah.
I'll get on this in a second, but The Prisoner is going to be number 2. Badass fucking harmonizing part in that. And of course, Hallowed Be Thy Name's number 1. I mean, that song's just fucking awesome. And hey, it's one of the few that I really enjoy the original more than any covers that have ever been done of it. Great song.
All right, Jason.
All right, I'm gonna before I get in my top 3, I'm gonna agree with Adrian 100% on Invaders should not be on this album. It is by far the cheesiest chorus of all the songs on here. I can see them like all in suits.
Chorus. Have you heard one?
Invaders. So terrible.
These are my best friends.
Terrible. Yeah, it's terrible. Okay,
David, stop selling yourself out for this stupid fucking song, dude. Jesus Christ. It's just no.
Top 3. Now, one of the songs that's tied for 3rd. I don't have a honorable mention because I haven't figured out which one of these I like better. But from the beginning, my second least favorite song was Children of the Damned.
Whoa.
And over the course of 3 weeks, it went from that to tied for 3rd as my 3rd favorite song on here. So tied for 3rd, Children of the Damned with Hallowed Be Thy Name. Number 2, Number of the Beast. And number 1, Run for the Hills.
Oh,
as cheesy as anybody else might think it is,
man,
the song is so catchy.
Man,
I mean,
okay,
it's catchy.
I'm gonna go first, and look, I just want to say this. Look, Invaders is not going to be in my top 3. Okay, just that, and then we're gonna move on from Invaders, and that's fine. But saying that it doesn't belong in this record is just fucking
terrible,
dumb. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say.
It doesn't belong on the record.
It does. It does. And it pumps me up like right when it starts. So it does its job as an opener. It's a great opener. Anyway,
I'll never know ever again.
Yeah. My number 3, I also did what Jason did. I did a little tie action. I have 22 Acacia Avenue and The Prisoner. I think those are excellent songs. I couldn't pick which one I wanted. I lean. If I had gun to my head, I would probably put 22 Acacia Avenue just ahead of The Prisoner, just because, like, overall, I just really like the vocal melodies of that song a lot. But they're both great. Number 2 is Number of the Beast, for sure, and that's a great song, title track. And number 1, Hallowed Be Thy Name. It's not even. I mean, I hate like picking the normie, typical thing as number 1, but it's the best song on the record, so it is what it is.
Dave, once again, you are incorrect. Hallowed Be Thy Name is, at best, the 4th song on the record. The best 4th song. That's my honorable mention, Hallowed Be Thy Name. Number 3 for me, The Prisoner. Great song. What a fucking jam. Number 2, the song that Jason says sounds like Unforgiven, which is just, I even tried to re-listen to it a bunch of times to hear that. I don't hear it because the Unforgiven sucks, and this song doesn't suck. Children of the Damned, number 2. fantastic. And number one, by a landslide, way ahead of all the other songs on this, is 22 Acacia Avenue. Great song.
Great.
Song.
Great. I thought Josh was going to troll and be like, invaders!
What do you think? That was gonna run to the hills?
Yeah, bro.
Dude, that makes me want to run to the bathroom.
Teen Quid.
All right. Hey, so let's move on to the audio production. We don't have to spend a ton of time here. This is produced by the same guy who's produced all the other Maiden records, Martin Birch. Look, another... I mean, I'm sure we've listened to one that's been remastered. So, again, sounds great. Bass sounds really good. Everything's good on it. So,
Yep.
Anybody have anything else to add?
Nope.
All right, cool. Let's get into Legacy. Within Legacy here, this is where we like to talk about the score for the record. So, just to give you guys some point of reference here, most people would give an average album a 7. For us, an average score is a 5. So, anything 4.9 and below is various levels of we would not recommend that you ever listen to that. Think about bands like Venom, Emperor, stuff like that. Okay.
Why do you always gotta say Venom?
What do you mean?
Because it's not good.
That's an absolute recommend.
That's got to be the worst scored album on this entire list. Anything 5 and above, though, is albums that we would recommend, various levels of recommending. Things like Death, Metallica, Ozzy, stuff like that. So just wanted to give you guys a point of reference there. I'll go first here. For the score. So I was thinking about this. We've been on this record here for a couple of weeks as we've been a little bit delayed. And I've determined that I really do like this record. It's a great record. Even Run to the Hills, whatever. It's fine. I'm never going to listen to it again, but it's fine. It's not even absolutely fine. It's just fine. But this album is not as good as some other albums that have shown up on this list. It's not as good as Images and Words. It's not as good as Operation Mindcrime. It's certainly not as good as some of the other Rust in Peace, right? And all those, I think I gave a 9. It's just under that. I'm going to go 8.9 on this record. I think it's great, but just not to that standard.
I'll go next.
Go ahead and pop in here.
No, you go, Adrian. You beat me to it.
Yeah, no problem. I think the album is absolutely good. And that's about where it ends with me. Like I said, I think half of it's really, really good. The other half, not so much. I think the title track is actually a very weak song. It sounds like, I just don't like how fucking upbeat it is. If the lyrics were about skateboarding and fucking getting dumped, I'd believe y'all. So I don't know, man. But again, I think the album is absolutely good. So I do think it has 2 really, really fucking epic songs on it. So it is what it is. I'm giving this album a 7.
God. Okay. Josh, once again, we proved to be the smartest people in the room. I also
haven't got my score yet.
That's fine.
But go ahead. Go ahead, Dave.
I also have this just outside of legendary status, specifically for one song that I didn't really get to bring up because I had to defend Invaders the whole time. But Gangland is fucking Dogland. It's not good.
What?
Dude,
Gangland is fantastic.
Dude, the fucking outro is fucking awesome. What are you guys talking about?
Gangland is not
Gangland
good.
should have opened the album.
Not even my second honorable mention.
I'd honorably discharge it from the record. So because of that, I mean, not because of that, but because of other things and just overall, I do think it's not quite as good as Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, which I had at a 9.1. I give this also an 8.9. So.
That's mighty high for albums you're never going to listen to again, fellas, but okay.
All right, so let me be the more realistic voice of reason here. This is by far the best Iron Maiden album that I listen to. It does have some very, very, very good songs on there. If I was going to detract, I don't think there's a whole bunch of great songs on this album. And Invaders is just so bad. And that hampers my score. Now, in my opinion, this is still a solid score for this album. It is an absolute recommend. It is a 7.7.
God.
Oh,
7.7
of a Seventh Son.
Like 5.2.
No, and I do believe over time that 7.7, I'm actually giving it a little bit more because I think over time I'm still going to listen to this album. There's still quite a few tracks on here that are going to hit my favorites list, and I don't need to adjust my score in the future because I don't think I'm going to start to dislike any of this music. It's
So-
very solid.
Before anyone in the comments gets and y'all get mad at Jason, I just counted. This is the 6th highest score he's given. 6th is a 7.7.
Hey, and you know what?
That's pretty good.
It would probably be over an 8 if it wasn't for Invaders.
Okay, so this puts this review very high for us. Again, I know we're going to get flamed in the comments, and that's fine. Nobody's going to get this far into the video and pay attention to anything that we say, so it's okay. But there's 4 of us, 4 different opinions. Albums never score high, rarely. So this is an 8.13, which is a very strong rating from us. That puts it at a A-tier score, and that puts it well above a decent amount of stuff that we've reviewed so far. So that is a very high recommend.
What is it in the company of, if you don't mind?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So it's within 0.15 points or anywhere. It's in the realm of Blizzard of Oz. It's in the realm of it's under, but in the realm of Painkiller. It's in the realm of Master Reality. It's in the realm of Diary of a Madman, Operation Mindcrime, Death's Human,
Under Painkiller.
Death Symbolic.
Sure.
Like, it's up there with some very high tier records.
I think it's where it deserves to be. I think it's a great record. I'm really glad we ended on this Iron Maiden record instead of Power Slave, because Power Slave was just a great disappointment.
We did not like Power Slave. I mean, we recommended technically, but
What do we give the overall score for Power Slave?
5.85, which for us is not good. I mean, if you're an Iron Maiden fan, listen to it. And look, it's highly reviewed. So we're just dumb, I guess. I don't know.
I'm not dumb. That album sucks.
Well, hey, hopefully you guys don't think this video sucks, and if you don't, go ahead and hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're putting out weekly metal content right now. We got metal reactions, metal reviews, metal time machines, and all kinds of other cool shit. And hey, in the meantime, live long and prosper.
Take it easy.
See ya.
Later.